Hello everybody, this is Coach Johan. I wanted to make this video to demonstrate visualization of movements and formation and tactics so that the players can see, visualize, and then translate that into the field. I'm not good at recording videos. I apologize. I'm not the best talking and expressing myself. So I apologize for that. But I'm gonna try to do my best to express as much as information as I can in this couple of minutes, so that way when we're in practice, it's easier for the players to visualize and then translate to it. I am gonna ask parents to please share this with your kids, and you could go over them with them. If they have any questions, talk about it with them and all that good stuff. Okay, so this is focusing on 7 versus 7. The formation that we currently use and will be using throughout the season is the 2-3-1 formation right up here. This is formation that is standard. There's different formations like the 3-1-2 or the 1-3-2, but I'm very comfortable with the 2-3-1, and I believe it has a lot of potential as a unit, as a group, to express our players evenly. And again, sorry if I cut out or lose my train of thought. Express our players evenly and well throughout the formation. Now, quick thing is there's different ways we could play throughout the season, but this is going to be our basic shape. Now, in soccer, you have to understand the basic formation is just the base. You transition into different formations as you go throughout the game, and you will see that right now. But just for an introduction, 77 is when you start introducing a bigger goals and a goalkeeper. So being able to score against a goalkeeper is a different aspect other than the 4v4. It's a little bit more exciting at 7v7 because you have more players on the field. It's a bigger field, bigger goal. There's offsides that introduced right now. So all that good stuff that we have to still learn. It becomes fun, but it's also a little bit challenging and a little bit confusing at times when you first start, to not be all over the place since the field is more expansive. So we start off with our goalkeeper, our center back. We have two center backs, one center midfielder, our two wingers, and our striker. Now, what are these lines between the players? A good formation always should have triangulations between each other. So right now we could count. By triangulations means how many players can you pass it to. Have different options to if one person is covered. So for example, the goalkeeper can pass it to the 2 and the 3, and that makes a triangle between them. Number 3 and 2 can pass it to 10, so on and so forth. I think in this formation there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So situations where it could be a 3v2 or a 3v1 throughout the whole field, which is what we want. This is why I really like this formation. It allows us to play the ball more with passing and control the ball in possession. Now I'm going to briefly explain what each position do in the situation so that we're not lost track of it. So right now we have the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper obviously protects the goal with their hands. They are the last line of defense. They're also the first line of attack, because as I grow, I want goalkeepers that are really good with their hands, know all the basic foundations at goalkeeping, but are also really well with their feet to help out the team when it comes to high pressing or possession base. Now we have our center backs. The center backs are very, very important, especially the way I view them. They're the backbone of the team. They give the team structure. They give the team a safety option in the back if they ran into trouble while attacking. They defend well. They have to defend as a unit. Normally, I see them more as the captains of the team because they have the whole team in front of them, so they can organize. So I like my center backs to be very loud, very commanding leaders. So that's the type of qualities I see them. I also see center backs that are little kids or players that are more aggressive in winning the ball back. They're more physical. They're not afraid to be put in the body. So that's what we want to see them. I mean, they're very underrated in the soccer world. especially here in the United States. Everywhere else, they're praised. You know, they're one of their top players. They you know there's a saying that you win games by scoring goals, but you win league titles by having a really good defense. And I truly believe that. So the center backs are an important part of a team, and I mean they deserve all the praise they can. Now we have our center midfielder. He or she is probably the most technical of the team in a certain way in close spaces. The midfield is always very clouded. They challenge for all the balls to try to win all the balls, but they're also the players that tries to connect every single one. So right here, if you see the triangles, this player, right here, I forgot triangle with the 7, aligned with the 7, but they connect to every single one from the 11 to the 2 to the 3 to the 9 to the 7. Probably not the goalkeeper, but they definitely can if they wanted to. Then we have our wingers. Our wingers are very important. They give the team width. You know, we don't want to be compact in the middle since it's already going to be so compact by having 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other team 8 players down the middle. So having their wingers giving us width, they could create a lot of opportunity to the outside than coming in. There are more faster players because they have to run a lot, and the wingers usually are the most players that we switch a lot because since they're doing so much running all the time, they do get worn out. But like I said, we'll learn that, we'll teach that as we go throughout the season. And then we have our striker. The striker is the point of attack. They're the first line of defending, so they have to defend as well. Everybody defends, everybody attacks, as you will see as we go through this video. But they're normally the ones that finish the goals. You know, anybody can score from the 10, from the 3, from the 2, from the 7, from the 11. But number 9 normally is the person that we want to finish off the goals. So that's the quick introduction. I want to cover transitioning from attack to defend, and then after that we're gonna look at some kickoffs and then close this video out. And then I will say this, parents, we will be working on this for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Kickoffs, so practice may seem a little bit slow, but we're trying to give a lot of information to the players so that way they're not scared and they don't know what to do in the field. So yeah, let's go ahead and start off with our transitioning. So as we transition, I'm gonna play a little clip right here. Right, as we transition, everybody pushes up. So watch the players. I'm gonna move this slow. So watch the players. The ball goes up. We all push up. Look at the 2 center backs. One of them pushes up. One of them kind of stays back. And then when we defend, everybody defends. Look at the wingers. Wingers are running back quickly to make a line of 4 in the back. That's the different formation that we said. Now when we defend from the left, everybody shifts to the left. When we defend from the right, everybody shifts from the right, keeping that organization. Right? Same when we attack. Right now we're going to see us attack. We win the ball back. Number 3 steps up. Number 2 stays back. You know, then we have a point of attack right there. And then same side, same for the other side. I really want to emphasize that when we attack, it's very important for us to understand that the center backs have to push up because we reduce the field by a lot. Again, I'll play this one more time, maybe at a slower pace so I can really direct it. When we attack, the striker, because they're the point of attack, they're probably going to be the players that are the highest in the field, keeping our 7 and 11 wide and open, our wingers wide and open. The number 10 obviously tries to stay behind the attacker to defend. But look at that formation. It's a 3-1-2, right? Then as we drop into defense, number 7 and number 11 have to quickly run back. Number 2, number 3 the center backs become compact because the danger spot is always in the middle, and our number 10 tries to collect the balls in the middle. But look at that formation; it becomes a 4-1-1. Right? When we attack to the left, you still have that 4-1-1, but we're just shifting, and everybody shifts. Even if the ball's on the opposite side, you still have to shift to cover any spaces in behind or any spaces around the goal. You know, being proactive like that definitely gives your team an advantage when defending and defending as a unit, because there's not just one defender, not just one player that defends. It's a whole unit, a whole team that defends all together. And when we attack, even though our center backs are less, there are safety options if anything goes wrong, where the player can pass the ball in the back. Look at number 2, push up as we switch to the side. Number 3, tucking back in the back. Number 2 becomes an option. Number 9, number 10 obviously aren't an option in attack, but number 2 becomes an option to keep that ball in possession. This is very important to understand that we want to be a fluid team, especially against very fluid opponents and very fluid defenders and teams. So yeah, we will do a lot of running in this formation, which is normal. But coach, how do you set up a team that has a similar formation? It's the same thing. Once it comes down to that, and it comes to individual players beating their 1v1s, how comfortable the center backs in midfield can win the ball in the middle, how we work as a group and as a unit, which is what we're going to be learning at throughout this whole season. How to defend as a group, how to attack as a group, how to everybody become an option, how to work with the goalkeeper, pass the ball with the goalkeeper to not lose the possession of the ball, how we quickly organize back when the ball goes out of sight. Now, I want to show some demonstrations of some kickoffs that I have set up. Let me see right here. So right now we have the kickoff through the midfielder. Let me go ahead and play it. Right, the ball goes in here, center right pushes up, the ball goes played into the midfield, and you see that everybody's attacking, everybody's moving forward, making runs. Right here, we got a good situation where we score the goal. Let me play that one more time at a very reduced speed. Again, the ball plays out to the center back dribbles with the ball, it shifts to the other team, and allows our 10 to move up the field. Now, because the 10 is moving up the field, the 7 recognizes that and makes a run in behind the defense, which allows us to get in behind our defense, which is a very awkward situation for them, and allows our striker to score. Our striker did not, they ended up scoring, but they ended up scoring because of everybody else's movements, everybody else's thinking and possession and passing of the ball. Let me play that one more time. Look at number 2 right now. Number 2 just follows the play as we go, right? Everybody, as soon as number 10 switches the ball, everybody pushes up and passes through. Number 11 could have been an option as well, or the number 9 directly, but because number 7 had already beat their man, that's what I'm talking about. 1v1 individuality can win you games. He was the best option to play that through and score that. Now, that was a kickoff finding the center of the field with the center mid, where he can switch, or he or she can switch the ball into the opposite side. Now, let's look at another one where we play through the striker, right? Let's say their opposing number 10 is very close to our number 10. So let's play it. Let's reduce speed. Right now, always want the center back to dribble up if they have space. The striker drops down and plays the ball to the wing when our 7 beats them, right? That's why I'm talking about individuality wins you these games. Right here, the 7 just takes the ball and scores the goal. But look at everybody's movement. With 3 passes, we're able to get in behind if everybody's moving, right? Nobody's standing still. Everybody's making the run. There's a saying that you play soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, with the movement off the ball. You do not have to have the ball to control the ball. If we play this again one more time, look at number 9 right here. The number 9 checks in to get the ball, has the confidence to hold up the ball and wait for the number 7 to run and play him a beautiful through ball in between, where the number 7 can just take it home and take a shot at goal. They may miss, they may score. That's not the opportunity. That's not the issue here. What we want to do is create opportunities to score. Doesn't mean we're always going to score, but the more opportunities we have, the more goals we should score. One more time. Now, this could be vice versa because the field is symmetrical. It could be from the left, from the right. Right now, we're just doing it from the left. Again, one more time. Number 2 steps up into the space. Look at the space, but look at number 7 already making that run in behind, right? Where number 11 is not expecting that ball, right? So then right there, we go and we finish the goal. Nice and well. Perfect. So we have one more, I think. Let me see. Yes, one more simulation. This is gonna be, let me see what I remember, playing it through the wing. Sometimes there's not opportunity for that number 9 to drop in. So our number 11, instead of making that run forward, we'll have to drop in to see if we could create a 1-2 situation through the midfield and then express ourselves out in the wing with pace. Let me go ahead and do this. And let me stop it. Let me do it very slow. Right here. Now the center back, every time they get the ball, they need to step up to bring in defenders. Right here, nobody stepped up, but the 7 and 10 were able to make a connection. Everybody moves into the 10 because she or she has the ball. But then we make a really nice through ball. Right here, number 11 can then cross the ball because he sees 2-on-1, and the 11 is all drop, and we can be wherever to score. Now the 7 scores a lot, right? But like I said, it could be very, very conscientious. It could be like symmetrical on each side of the field. So we could, as good as we could do it from the left, we could also do it from the right, and have these opportunities to show. But like I said, if you see everybody moving, everybody here, everybody's moving, everybody's expanding, everybody's trying to get involved with the action. There's no one person that's shy. That's what makes a good team good. Where everybody's very confident, everybody wants the ball, everybody's communicating. Right here, you should hear a lot of players talking and giving each other instructions to be able to work as a team and get the ball in the net. I think right now in youth soccer, and kids, they think that the player that scores the goals is the player that that should be awarded and applauded, which in certain situations, yes, because he's the one that actually put the ball in the goal. But understand, what leads to that is very, very important. The movements that center backs, the midfield, the wingers, the striker, the goalies make, decisions that they make that lead into a goal is very, very crucial. Again, this is just very, very micro or very specific situations that we see right now. But as we go through the season, we'll be walking through them. We'll be talking with the players. Obviously, this is not individually. So every player needs to be, having the basics, which is controlling, passing, shooting at a good level, sprinting, good conditioning, so that to make this work, and then understanding this. So that's why I try to make this video, so it could be a little bit of a visualization for them, and then when we translate it in the field or in practice, they're like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I'm always supposed to be moving. Oh, I'm supposed to be here, here, and here. So that's why we're trying to do these videos. But yeah. Again, thank you, parents. Please share this up for everybody, with your kids. Walk through them with them. This is a team effort. This is not just something that that the coaches are supposed to teach players. It's parents' involvement. I've always advocated for parents being involved. I always love that parents and kids can talk about practice and talk about soccer and make this as a family thing, as it should be. But understanding what we wanted to do and having this transparency with the parents and the players, I think will help us out a lot this season. This is what we should be looking for: a lot of passing, a lot of possession, a lot of running, a lot of movements between each player in each team, allowing everybody to grow together. Now, I will say everybody will be playing different positions, so not just sticking to one position would help us, especially as they grow and develop. They grow different attributes and different skills that is best suited for a different position. So don't feel like your player is stuck in a position that they're not trying to. I will try to rotate everybody. That being said, thanks so much. We do have practice today. I will be sending this video on Wednesday, 7/16/2025. So it's going to be difficult for parents to show this. But when you do have the opportunity to show it, go ahead and show it and review it with your player. Thank you again. For my 2016s, know that you will be playing 7v7 during the summer and elite, but you will have to learn 7v7 and 9v9, which is coming up for you guys in this fall, which is a little bit more challenging. Quick fun fact before I cut this video off: 9v9 is not regulated in any other country except the United States, or maybe some other country that I'm not sure of. But in Europe, they don't do 9v9s. They go from 7v7 straight to 11v11. Again, thank you everybody so much, and hopefully you can, hopefully I can see you guys soon. Thank you.